Alright, what's up y'all, TakeOver here. As always, by the title of today's video, we're here to showcase everything you need to know as a slasher in NBA 2K23, from contact dunk activation to contact dunk timing, lob meters, stuff like that, the dribbling to get yourself open, everything included, animations, all that stuff. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you do, for to drop a like, sub if you're new to on noties, all good stuff. And like always, let's try and get this one to 2,000 likes. As you can see though, like I said, the intro clips are kind of just rolling some cool flashy stuff that I wanted to showcase. You're going to see all types of movement. I'm going to be showcasing all this stuff and all the animations you need. So obviously, like I said, stay tuned for that. But anyway, to first and foremost talk about everything, we have it all segmented, as you can see at the bottom right here. So for this first couple of clips, we're going to be talking about meter activation and timing. Alright, so first of all, to activate the dunk meter for the contact dunking, you're going to have to flick up, then hold down on your stick to be able to do the dunks that I'm doing. You can also flick down and then hold down. I've just become accustomed to doing the up down, and I don't really think there's that much of a difference. Someone can correct me in the comments though if that has been proven. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I haven't really labbed out the tutorial or anything like that. I've literally just been playing the game and learned it on my own, and all of the just things that I've passively learned through playing the game. But again, for me, I'm flicking up, then holding down on my stick, and you have to like flick up to activate it, then hold down. And you literally have to do this. You cannot hold down on your stick and just expect the dunk meter to pop up. You literally have to start a chain of either flicking up first or flicking down first, then hold down on your stick, and it'll pop up with this meter. Now, as far as the timing goes for this, it's so much more responsive than last year. If you guys are in tune with 2K22 next gen, that contact dunk meter was so freaking delayed. It was crazy. And the difference between an open dunk and a contact dunk was even more ridiculous, because what it did was it added even more latency for contact dunks, but it didn't do it for open ones. So you had to really read your guy and watch if you were doing an open dunk or a contact dunk. This year's game, it feels very responsive as far as that stuff goes. You will still have your standard latency for online gameplay and stuff like that, but it's much easier to time, and also visually it looks so much better too. So again, just wanted to showcase a couple clips of talking, guys. Like right now I'm flicking up, then hold down. I'll give you a little bit of a cue for when you should flick up, because there will be some times, I must mention, where if you flick it too early then try and hold down, you're gonna do a crossover and then a regular dunk on accident. Like you're gonna do an accidental up, which does the crossover, and then by holding down after that, you're not gonna get a contact dunk, you're just doing the regular down on the right stick. So to take you through when I'm actually flicking up, it's probably around right here. Like I would start flick up on your stick and then down right away from this point right here. But again, don't flick it way too early. Don't flick your right stick up from like literally behind the three-point line or something like that. I would say right inside this cylinder is a good area to do it from. You obviously want your limitless takeoff on a good level as well, but I will say, with the fact that you have to start it from a little bit earlier for these contact dunks, and just the fact that there's a little bit of latency between when you flick up and then down, you might not need anything more than like silver limitless takeoff for contact dunks this year. In my personal opinion, that's just how I feel. If you try and push the limits on how far you can do them from, I think you're gonna really screw up a lot of dunks. Like you're gonna really get that accidental up for the crossover and then down doing the regular dunks instead of the contacts. So that's how I feel. But as you can see, once again, dunk meter, very easy to time. I do want to mention too, I didn't put it anywhere in this cut up, but the meter is so much easier to time with the slash take active. I don't know, it's probably to two different things. So first and foremost, I have 93 dunk on my build. So when I'm on Takeover, it's boosting it by 8, which means it's pretty much at 99. Obviously, it could go a little bit further than that if it doesn't just cut off at 99. But long story short, that's what I'm saying. The Takeover is boosting my dunk to 99 plus, something like that. And then, not to mention, slash take is also very good just at getting you more dunks. So like the meter size of this right here is nowhere near the same size as what you're gonna see when I have slash take on or something like that. But again, very easy to time this meter visually. It's so much more responsive and just in tune and stuff like that. Now, the next thing I want to talk about for what you need to know as a slasher is going to be this right here, the takeover progress that you get for flashy dunks versus contact dunks versus regular dunks. So I was someone who literally just was throwing on quick drops off one, and that was it, and just contact dunks. So I literally just had in my animations quick drops off one, contact dunks. But I then saw that you can get more takeover from these flashy dunks, and you're gonna see we're gonna put the cursor right over top of it, and you're gonna see literally like this gets almost a third of your takeover for the progress that you get, whereas on this one right here we're gonna leave the cursor over this, and as you're gonna see, it really doesn't go up that much. Like a contact dunk doesn't give you nearly as much as a flashy dunk, and not to mention this one right here of a standard dunk gives you barely anything, to be honest with you. And again, on all of these, I'm running the exact same takeover loadouts. Like you can see, they're all slash and lock. Like if I rewind and fast forward through them, all slash and lock combo. So it's very much like flashy dunks give you really good progress. Contact dunks seem to give you maybe the same, if not a little bit more than regular dunks, but regular dunks are very, very minimal as far as the takeovers you get for them. And I'll explain maybe the animations that you should run a little bit later in the video. I have two different layouts as far as my dunk packages, so to say, so we'll show both of them. But anyway, for this right here, I want to explain to you guys the lob timing. So I know a lot of people, you're new to next gen, you're new to stuff like that, or potentially maybe you just didn't care to even try it in last year's game. What I want to let you guys know is it's not as complicated as you think. All right, this is very easy. So don't be holding your X button. Do not be holding your X button right now. It's the most stupid, horrible thing you could do. What you want to do is just be running to the hoop, and then when your teammate throws you the lob, all you have to do is tap your X button as close to this thing right here. You don't have to be holding any X button. Don't do that. Stay away from that in your brain, all right? Literally, like I said, no holding. All you have to do is just tap the button right there when you want to release it. Simple as that. You don't have to hold it. You don't have to time it. Well, you do have to time it, but you just tap your X button. Like I said, I think that's something that people have a hard time understanding. Again, for contact lobs, I gotta say these contact lobs are real good in this game too. It's pretty crazy, bro. But anyway, again, wide open one. Just tap your X button when you want to release the meter. It's literally as simple as that. So on this clip, I showcase an open dunk instead of the two contact lobs, and then I'm able to get a steal right here, or really a crazy block into what feels like a steal. And you can self-lob yourself too. You can double tap that Y button, and again, you don't have to be holding your X button, bruh. It's literally like just tap your X button when you want the meter to be released. You can do the same thing for self-lobs too. Just tap that X wherever you want it. Simple. So last one that we have right here is a contact lob, just putting this dude straight in the coffin. I mean, I'm telling y'all, it's really, really good. I love these contact lobs, and it really makes these insides so much more viable too. But anyway, next up we have dribbling / finesse to talk about. I'm gonna let these play out a little bit, and we'll maybe kind of recap toward the end of it. But as you're gonna see, these SIGs are looking real nice. The behind the back, and for this one right here, I am just flicking down diagonal in a standing position with no sprint. We got the spin lay right there into the dunk. I'm telling y'all, this stuff is really, really good, and this is about as good as I felt slashers are in a game, especially in a skill gap aspect too. I do understand a lot of you guys are maybe getting like blamed on by like just X button dunks and stuff like that, but likely you have very bad interior defense. I have not been getting dunked on very much like this right here. So I want to let you guys know, if you don't got the right animations on, you don't got the right SIGs in general, you're not using that dunk meter, you don't got contact dunks, you're gonna get done like these guys 24/7, where I'm just slamming that ball down. Like, and again, no quick drops, no like contact dunks, no dunk meter attempt or anything like that. It's not good, bro. It's really, really not good. And again, maybe some people have different experiences, opinions, whatever the case may be, but me personally, I haven't been getting dunked on like crazy at all. Like, it's been real tough for these dudes to come out here and challenge me at the rim, especially for not using that dunk meter, like I said. And ironically, what I find so funny, and I don't want to get too ego with this stuff, but I find it so funny that nobody I play against ever uses this dunk meter stuff in the beginning of the game until I make the video. And then even at that, you rarely see them come out here with it, because truth be told, a lot of these dudes just hold the X and pray. And I'm so glad that they gave us a little skill gap mechanic to be able to do stuff like this. But anyway, lastly, we have some triple threat game that I want to show right here, and we will get back to the dribbling and break it down a little bit more. But I just want to let you guys know, triple threat is nowhere near as good or reliable. I should say reliable, because that's definitely the word. Triple threat is nowhere near as reliable as it used to be. Personally, you have to let the animation play out, and like you have to wait probably about 2 seconds until you actually flick your stick to do that. Honestly, I used to be able to just flick jab and go, and it would like speed boost like crazy out of it. It's not exactly like that anymore. Triple threat seems a little bit more fundamental than it has been in the past, where it's definitely something that's not as cheese, so to say. I feel like they nerfed triple threat quite a bit, but to be fair, I still have to lab out a little bit. But anyway, real quick, wanted to come back to the beginning and break down some of this dribbling stuff. I'm telling y'all, like the snatchback and crossover, really cool. Like you can see, this is the moving crossover, Donovan Mitchell, and then you have the snatchback right here. Then again, that little flick down diagonal into the offhand move, and then we're to the rim. we obviously set up the overload right here, so like it was bound to have something like this happen where the guy rotates to the corner. If you get in your dotting bag though and start passing to people, or maybe you flare that wing up to the top and create that separation where they think they can have a 2-on-1 on you down low and have this guy play 2 people, but then boom, you move him up to the top and now he's way too far away from 2 defenders or 2 people to defend to be able to even like defend 1 for that matter. But anyway, like I said, just giving a little bit of a breakdown on the dribbling. We'll get to the SIGs very, very soon though, and the animations just of the dunks and stuff like that. But again, right here, the size up, just beautiful. I love using it, running that offhand, boom. Then I hit him with the behind the back and get into the core of the defense and go for that contact dunk. You can still, like I said, pass out of all of these. I didn't showcase passing or anything like that, but obviously, if you have a good pass accuracy, you can definitely send some heaters to people, bro, for sure. This right here, I'm sure a lot of you guys probably already know how to do this, but I'm just going to break it down for anybody who doesn't exactly know. So you're going to see nice little behind the back into this crossover to get into the middle of the defense. Again, I love this moving cross from Donovan Mitchell. It's so clean. And generally what I like to do with this spin lay is if there's someone on my ball hand hip, I try and spin away from him, because as you can see, he goes for that reach in because he sees me running straight at him and he thinks, boom, bump city. He thinks this is a reach all day. Now, sometimes you will get punished for this. It's not a reliable move by any means, because sometimes you will just literally get bumped on that spin. But if you can spin off of him, oh man, that stuff looks so clean, bro. I just love seeing it, man. It's so cool. And again, back to the second set of clips of the dribbling slash finesse. I didn't have those intro ones included in this, but I wanted to use them still to explain to you guys. Again, the size ups into behind the back. Now, we have a smaller defender right here, and I want to let you know this behind the back did not give me open, but it did open up the contact dunk quite a bit. So like for instance, if I kept running right here, I think he would have planned to cut me off. You can see his movement is moving to the left, and he was planning to cut me off. If you're a slasher and you don't have a good behind the back, if you don't have a good crossover, something to switch your ball hand, you might have problems. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, because it really just is like that. Because as you can see, we get him moving to the left off of the fact that I was moving that way. Then when I hit the behind the back, it like kind of pivots his movement and he can't turn and cut me off to the right quick enough. So now he's just right below the hoop, waiting to get banged on. Just off, like I said, a good behind the back timing and a good setup to a contact dunk. That's really what that is. So same with this right here. We have the rebound behind the back. It's not, as you can see, I want to make this a focal point too, because these behind the backs and all these downhill movements and stuff like that, they are not burning stamina. They're not burning adrenaline. As you can see, this is very minimal as far as the stuff that it burns for me. So why not use them? I mean, it's definitely something that sets you up pretty good. Now, I want to showcase this too and why I do the spins in these types of areas as well. Because as you're going to see, when I'm driving to the left right here, this guy is also planning to bump me, like I said, and this guy is a little bit too far back to bump my backside when I do that spin. Now, what you don't want to do, you don't want to do this spin if this guy is even closer to you, even tighter, if he's like right on your back. In that situation, you might just be screwed. I'm not gonna lie, I need to lab the hop dunks a little bit more, because this would also be a good time to do them where you could split to the defense to the right without that like behind your back sort of liability, so to say. So maybe I need to get in the lab a little bit more with the hop dunks. I do have Circus on right now though, and the hops are more for flashy. It's not really like a super uber competitive one by any means. It's definitely some flashy stuff, but again, spinning around this defender right here, and then with this guy on my back, not close enough to bump me on those like steal attempts on like, just because you will get bumped. You will definitely get bumped on some of those for sure. But anyway, again, right here, hit him with a spin, same exact situation as the last time where the corner defender is pinching, but you don't want to obviously like, this is one that you definitely spin though. I don't think there's any reason to hop right here. I mean, you can see from where I started it from, it was so much more convenient to do that spin. And not to mention, some of these dudes who defend you, they're just gonna be on some bot stuff like this. Go for a block as soon as they think that you're gonna go for a dunk, but really like you're stalling it out a little bit, and then you get the perfect timing in the dunk animation. So that's my feedback on that. I hope you guys enjoyed that part of the video. We are now going to get to the animations and stuff like that. So if after seeing these animations you want to rewind the video and watch that back again, feel free to, obviously, 100%. And again, if you guys could drop a like on the video, I'd really appreciate it. These types of videos, they generally don't get that many views or anything like that. The tutorial ones, stuff like that, where you're just kind of putting a very niche community on to something, and obviously it's just the slasher community that I'm talking to in this video. So I hope you guys enjoy, and also stay tuned for more for slasher tips and content and stuff like that too, because you guys know me. This is my kind of stuff right here. This is me all day, bro. Alright, so first off, I want to let you guys know I have two builds. I will showcase to you the animations on both if you're a taller like slasher, like the build that I made from day one, this 6'11" or 7-footer. I'll show you guys animations that you can still equip and still be able to do stuff like this. But the main focal point is going to be this two-way interior finisher, the Ben Simmons build that I've been on most recently. I still have love for this 6'11" for sure, but the 6'9" is definitely my favorite build to play on right now because of the dribbling ability and all the SIGs that we have and stuff like that. But the perk to the 6'11" is that you have big man standing contact dunks as well, whereas this one only has the pro and elites for the moving contact dunks. Alright, now what I do want to let you guys know is I'm not going to be hopping in the Pro-Am arena and showcasing to you how to actually do every move. I'm assuming a lot of you guys either A, know how to do it, or B, I can verbally explain it to you really quickly and you'll be able to hop in the Pro-Am arena yourself and kind of lab it out. But again, I think it just takes too much time in videos like this and I'm not a huge fan of doing them. I did switch to Jelly recently, as you can see, because I wanted to unlock that hop dunk ability, whereas Circus, like I said, is really fun and flashy for the hops and stuff like that. You do that Jamal Crawford little hop dunk right there. It's got some really cool stuff in it, but it's hard to use competitively. So Jelly is your more competitive one. Circus, definitely more your flashy one. But anyway, hop jumper James Harden, you can still utilize that as well. As you can see, the moving behind the back, Zach LaVine. For the crossover, there's two different ones that I'm liking quite a bit. I will say Lonzo Ball feels more responsive and easy to use. You're going to see this animation right here. It's very quick. But the Donovan Mitchell one, man, I tell you what, after playing around with that mixtape a little bit, I do want to use this still because like this is so fun and just so usable. I don't know the word to explain it for, but it's like it's so elite when you can pull it off in the right way. Whereas Lonzo's more reliable, so whichever one you want to roll with, definitely go for it. I mean, either one works plenty fine. As you can see, Donovan Mitchell does not seem to be height capped, whereas Lonzo Ball has to be 6'10" and under. Alright, next up we have signature size up. I have Jalen Suggs on for this one. This is the one where if you flick down diagonal, I believe the animation is tied to this, where I'm doing that little escape package, and it's weird because it's not this. It's not the size of escape package with LeBron. All this really does for me is when I hold RT and flick down on the stick, then it just does a nice little hop back. I'm not gonna lie, I probably need to lab the size of escape package a little bit, but it also may, in my opinion, contribute to that big, like, behind the back in the stationary aspect, where if I'm standing still and then I flick my right stick to the ball hand and move my left stick to the ball hand too, then it'll do that. As far as dribble style, we have LeBron James. I have been told that Michael Jordan is the best one, but this is what I've been using so far. Either way, honestly, I believe I've also been told that LeBron and MJ are probably the two best ones. James Harden for some really like glitchy dribbling, like what Steezo been doing. But either way, moving behind the back, like I said, Zach LaVine, this is so fun. So like, look at this big burst right here. It's so crazy. I will say Pro is the one that seems to be the most responsive and easy to use if you wanted to use it in like a slashing style where you're getting to the hoop in a quick way yet still flipping your ball handle. So I gotta say, I think Pro is also very good. These other ones though that I was labbing, James Harden, it's really slow, it's really ugly, I don't like it. Allen Iverson is like kind of LaVine and Pro mixed together, I guess. It's still probably not the best though. So in my opinion, it's really between LaVine and Pro. And again, I like LaVine so far. I might play around with Pro a little bit though. But anyway, you can put on basic spin for that crazy spin back that Steve's will be doing. As far as like one that actually is usable in a slashing sense, maybe Andrew Wiggins. Honestly, spins aren't the greatest though, as far as the ones that I have at least been checking out and stuff like that on any builds. Moving step back, we have James Harden. Again, it's kind of like this is the one that's creating that snatchback, I believe, that you guys saw in the gameplay. So this right here is, in my opinion, what that is. I'm pretty sure moving step back does tie in to your snatchback. So if you want to try that out on that clip that was in the beginning of the video, definitely try that out as well. The Hezi, I don't really care for stuff like this. Maybe I'll do it eventually someday. I don't know. I mean, personally, I don't think moving hesitations are very much worth. I just think you're kind of giving away what ball hand you're going to go to and people can just cut you off really easy. You can only use these in like really far away from the hoop if you ask me. Then to set it up with a behind the back or a crossover off it or something like that. As far as the pass style, you also want to try and use LeBron James. I've been told fundamental is garbage and that you just want to use none instead of fundamental. So if you have less than 75 pass accuracy, definitely go with none. If you have 75 or above, go with LeBron. I have 5 more pass accuracy until I get 85, which gives me LaMelo and Magic, and I'm definitely looking forward to labbing those out as well. But at present, as we stand right now, I don't really know how they are. The triple threat, I have Michael Jordan for that cool little palm ball thing. I do see though that the stance obviously changes based on each one that you have, so I might keep on labbing these a little bit, but like I said, I know a lot of y'all been fiending, you've been fiending for these animations, so I just wanted to bring them to you and obviously get them in a timely manner, but I will still have updates as far as like maybe labbing out new stuff. So anyway, as far as the dunks, we have two creators. I have one that's titled Laker, so as you can see, it only has contact dunks equipped and then quick drops off 1. It's literally as simple as that. All I have, contacts off 1, contacts off 2, quick drops off 1, and then a couple standing dunks right here. I will say this is why I didn't even care for a great standing dunk on this build, because I don't even think either of these are very good. The rim pulls, I don't think the athletics are very good. I think the regulars are just OP. They're super quick and just fast and unblockable, or as unblockable as you can be for that matter. And again, I don't have on this dunk package any NBA player dunks equipped or anything like that. So this is the very standard and like avoiding conflict sort of one. As you can see, for the alley-oops, I just have Pro Elite and Zion, and then the contact lobs as well. Don't have any of the park alleys equipped. Again, I don't have any park dunks equipped on this one either. So that's that. But now if we go into the flashy one, which is titled Wild, this is wild. It really does get wild, bro. I have everything that's starred equipped. So like 360s, Kill Gannon, Elite Pro Contact Dunks, Elite Pro Contact Dunks again. We got Jordan Sutherland right here. Flashy. We got cradle dunks. I'm taking these off though. I hate them. It's so bad for like the dunk meter. Don't put cradles on. Anyway, reverse is off 1. I should probably put that on in the other dunk package too, because it's always good to have a baseline reverse or just something you can do on the baseline. Quick drops off 1 though. You definitely always want these. I will say with these dunk packages, if I hold up on the right stick and try and get the quick drops, sometimes it does a park dunk. So just be warned. I just want to let you guys know that, or it might be one of these NBA player packages that I have equipped that's activating instead. But again, the reason for putting these on though is the fact that it boosts your takeover for those flashy dunks. So it unlocks the ability to do flashy things, obviously. Now, if we want to be the most competitive possible, and I might add a new dunk package later for this, I might find one that's as least flashy as possible, yet still gives you the flashy dunk in terms of like boosting the takeover, so that if I can just add 1 and still keep quick drops off 1 as the only thing that pops off when I hold up on my stick, yet find another one that pops off when I hold down on my stick, and it's not super crazy flashy and easy to block and stuff like that, I might go ahead and do that. Also for the alley-oops and stuff like that, I would still just rock out with Pro Elite and Zion. I don't think these like flashy lobs even give you better takeover or anything like that, so I'll just stay away from them personally. And then, like I said, I think the NBA player dunk packages are a little bit too unpredictable. They got so many animations in here that are just hard to understand, and you know, you get the garbage ones off them too. But like I said, I'll probably lab a new dunk style out for you guys. I'll see if like windmills off 1 or something like that. It doesn't really get blocked too bad, and it's obviously something that would count as a flashy dunk. Or maybe we could even try like, I mean, cradle dunks could be good. It's just I hate when it pops up with the dunk meter because it's so fast and it's so hard to time. So I don't know. It's definitely a tough one to say. If tomahawks count as a flashy, I'm totally using this as the flashy dunk 100%. But anyway, that's all for the vid. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, for to drop a like, sub if you're new to them, noties, all the good stuff. Like always, try to 2,000 likes. And if you made it to the end of the video, put slash in the comments. Show support to me all the way through. Here's a quick look at the build too, as far as what I'm upgrading, stuff like that as well. Ben Simmons build. We're getting very close to another attribute cap. As you can see, the badges. Here's a quick little look at the loadout. This is titled as my PG loadout right here. I don't have the center one equipped yet. I'm still labbing a lot of stuff as well, obviously. So like I said, I like to always bring these types of content to you guys so early because there's things I'm still learning in the game a ton and just like going over really heavy. Or like for instance with the core badging, obviously the plan is going to be to core badge rebound chaser, but I still got a lot of work to go on this build as far as that goes. Maybe even box out beast early, but I mean it's only a tier 1 badge, so it'd be very cheap. But anyway, again, like things like quick first step, obviously you can see I'm getting very close to core badging this on gold. The problem with core badging on silver is that you don't get to use the badge at its highest level, but it would save you what, nearly, I would say, I think a silver badge, yeah, it saved me 4 points toward my playmaking badges, and I'd be able to use them somewhere else. So it's a hard one to debate as far as that stuff like that goes, but again, I think I'm gonna just wait until I can get quick first step on gold and core it and just never take it off. Simple as that. But anyway, that's all for the vid. Hope you all enjoyed. Like I said, if you did, for to drop a like, sub if you're new to them, noties, all good stuff. And than that, take it easy, man. Peace.